Alright, welcome back, viewers. I'm going to be doing one of these, we're going to be doing news. I'll try to do them weekly. I'm doing Saturday. I'm going to try to do them on, like, Fridays from now on, or Thursdays. Yeah. So, I'll try to get one out before Gateway Race. I also would like to get out, in case there's any more news, I also like to get out a Gateway video. You know, just going over track history, you know, some stats and things to look out for. And yeah, other thing is, I've first, before we get into any of the news, updated this. I've got Rookie of the Year standings. 3 guys. We got Robert Schwartzman. He's leading by 3 points over Louis Foster. And then it's another 36 points back to Jacob Abel. So, yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, we've known it's pretty much been a 2-horse race, especially ever since the DQ, but, yeah. A side note, Robert Schwartzman has, like, 1.6 million followers on social media, on, like, Instagram or whatever. Pato O'Ward is, like, the series' most popular driver. He doesn't even have 900,000. And then, like, nobody else in the series is even close. I know, like, the IndyCar itself is, like, got like around 700,000, and a lot of the drivers, not even 200,000. Like, Pallot's got 125,000 despite being like the defending champ. Dennis Hauger, who we'll get to in a minute, has more than Pallot. So that should show you the impact of bringing a guy over from like European world. Which is this one of the things I think would really help the fans is if we get another big name F1 driver over. Like, if we could get like a world champion or a race winner, as much as guys like Romain Grosjean was moving the needle, could you imagine if we even got like Daniel Ricciardo over a couple years ago? It would have been crazy. Of course, he doesn't want to. Like, pretty much all the guys that would be good options, you know, they're too scared of ovals. Max Verstappen is arguably the greatest driver in the world, and he's too scared to run the Indianapolis 500. At least in real life, he'll do. At least in a real car in the real month of May. He's the kind of guy who definitely do it on iRacing. Anyway, engine manufacturers, they got the wins and the points, even though it's Honda, Chevrolet. It's a lot of racing and re-racing to do. What we're going to do probably, this used to be obviously end of the draft board. We'd have all the magnets up, and then you go each round, and you have the ratings. So what I'll probably do is, here's some old names. Like here, Paxton Lynch, back when he was a quarterback. Derek Watt, you know, he was here. Nick Boza on the draft board. Yeah, that's something. Robbie Anderson. Miles Sanders. J.C. Horn. What a legend. Yeah. My dad was also using this. He was in another league. Anyway, what I'd like to do eventually is I'll take the label maker and I might just put drivers' names on here. So you'll see Alex Blow, Joseph Newgarden, Pato O'Ward, Christian Rasmussen. I love how that's the 4th name I go to. O'Ward is calling for IndyCar to ditch the hybrid. He's complaining about the hybrid, but I mean, it is 2025 Pato O'Ward, and it feels like he's complaining about everything because he's not winning. I mean, I could be wrong. I could see IndyCar ditching the hybrid if Honda leaves. You know, that's up to Roger. That's not my call. I think there's other problems. We'll get to that. Yeah, so anyway, Honda 7 wins, Chevy 0 wins, 135-point win. I'll get hurt a little bit. They lost a little bit thanks to news. I also have the top 10 for Indy NXT. Dennis Hauger leads, Lockie Hughes 38 points behind. And then, yeah, you can see a big jump. Kyle Collette is 84 behind in 3rd, so it's really maybe a 2-horse race if Lockie Hughes can start winning some more races. Otherwise, Hauger has this in the bag. I'm not going to lie. You can see other guys. Miles Rowe, who had a kind of a rough season last year, even though he's the only guy I saw, like, shirts of for sale at Milwaukee. At least, Cartat. Salvador Dial was 5th. Josh Pearson. Then Callum Hedge, 7th. Liam Skeets. That's actually, they got the kind of the same points here. Skeets is 106, Pearson 107, Hedge 134. No. Dialba's 135. It says 135, 134, 107, whatever. J.W. Miller, Jordan Missig, you're running out your top 10. On your actual bulletins, big one that came out this week. Santino Ferrucci, failed post-race inspection. The driver and the driver ballast was underweight, but the actual car itself, they found it overweight. There's like compliances. So, yeah, that was rules 14.4.2.2 and 14.4.2.5. And if you're somebody who has the rule book at home, they were in violation of those. So they give a 25-point penalty. It won't. I don't think it'll count for the manufacturers either. So they have to go to the next lowest. They took away the bonus point for leading a lap, but they'll give him the second place. So it's like he gets the points for not leading and finishing 15th, but he gets to keep second. They're like, well, I guess it's their way of saying it's fine if the whole car is overweight. I mean, it's not fine, but we'd rather you be overweight than underweight, because overweight just is gonna probably slow your car down slightly. So good job. Fox. Detroit, $1.061 million, peak of just over 1.2 million viewers. Did I say dollars? Viewers. From 2:30 to 2:45 p.m. Eastern. It was about when Kirkwood was taking the checkered flag. 2024, it was on USA, 6.8K. 2023, which was, I think it might be on NBC, it was around 1 million, so just a little bit of an increase for NBC, but little bit of an increase is not too bad considering most sports that aren't the NFL are going down. Ironic, everybody complains about the NFL, and yet it's still gaining viewers. Per Townsend Bell, they have a pit stop timer in the works for upcoming broadcast. I don't know how we didn't notice that. I think a lot of what's going on and how this broadcast has been kind of weird so far and missing stuff like that is Fox got a lot of the Fox crew was been used to stick and ball sports, and they don't know. You know, if you're just a football guy coming over to do production for a race, you're probably not quite sure what's quite going on. They're working the kinks out. I mean, there's still mistakes. They showed the wrong points. This is the corrected points. But the points I showed you last time were the points at the time. The points Fox had shown had not reflected the post-Indy 500 penalties. But yeah, these are correct. So I forgot to mention this. Ferrucci is down to 14th in points. Malukas, his teammate, is up a spot. So is Rossi. So is Newgarden's up to 11th. Look at this. Marcus Armstrong is top 10 in points. You got 5 teams in the top 10. You've got your two Ganassi's, you got your 2 McLarens, you got your 2 Penske's. No, that's 2 Andretti's. You got your 2 Penske's, and then you've got your 2 Meyershank racing cars. They're trying to make it a big 5. And then if you extend the top 14, you've got two Foyts. And then you don't have 2 Carpenters. You have a Carpenter and a 3rd Penske, but as you can kind of see. Well, you got your highest Rahal guy. And then your next coin guy. Yeah. T-Bell. I think it was Bell who also mentioned that a lot of teams are pretty much all deploying the hybrid the same way, so they're not covering as much. Yeah, so, yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, the hybrid, yeah. I'll get to that actually more about the hybrid IndyCar commits to an independent officiating board for 2026. They're originally looking at 2027. It's going to be 2026 now, so it'll be next year. I'm not sure how it's going to be made up, but it's going to be new. It'll be a new group. It'll be wholly unique to IndyCar. They're not going to bring in NASCAR. They're not gonna bring in the FIA. They're not going to go back to having USAC run the show. Oh, jeez. I know, and yeah, I know USAC might look like the most attractive to some of you casual viewers, but I know I technically wasn't around, but the 1997 was dark days for IndyCar with the USAC scoring, the USAC fiasco at the 500, followed up by the huge scoring fiasco at Texas that led to them dropping USAC. It was that bad. Another thing I read, this wasn't on Racer.com or IndyCar.com. Don Cusick is looking at an NXT program. He did partnered with, I think, the Dragon Speed team, I guess, or ran the old Dragon Speed car in 2022-ish. And then the last 3 years or so, he's been with Driver On Board Racing, and he's been looking at potentially getting on the grid for IndyCar. He's looking at an NXT program because he thinks that could be pretty affordable, especially considering, according to him, the new chassis for IndyCar will not be ready by 2027. I've heard people say that it will be for sure 2027, and now we've got people saying that it will not. So I don't know when we're going to get the new chassis. In the article, he specifically said 2028 at the earliest, if then, which means there's a chance we do not see a new chassis until 2029. And that could be dire straits, because people have been complaining, I know, complaining about the racing with the aero screen and the hybrid bolted on. And I'm not sure how many people want to see that for another 3.5 years. But again, I wonder how much Firestone... how much Firestone has to take. Sorry about that. I think it's some of the air down here can get kind of dusty. I wonder how much fire. Speaking of Firestone, there was a lot of Goodyear ads during the 500. I don't know if anything's happening. It just seemed weird. I don't know if Goodyear's gonna try and get back into doing tires, or if they want to sponsor a car, but would you really see Firestone wanting to bolt tires onto a car with Goodyear sponsorship? Maybe if they asked really nicely. But yeah. That's everything. I'll have another video coming out within the week. Going over Gateway might be an early week video. There's no racing. Well, there's a cup race tomorrow. At Michigan. That's on Prime. Yeah, but next week we've got wherever we got NASCAR, I think at Mexico City. We've got, I think, the Canadian Grand Prix for F1. We've got the 24 Hours of Le Mans is next weekend. So that's a pretty big deal. That's the biggest race in the world. It's the one race in the world I think might be even bigger than the Indy 500. Yeah, if we're gonna say 24 Hours of Le Mans is the biggest race in the world, I will not argue with you. And we got IndyCar primetime Sunday night, 8 p.m. local, or Eastern, I should say, on Big Boy Fox. At Gateway, Bomarito Automotive Group, 500, 260 laps. Over 500 kilometers. Because it's essentially a 2-kilometer circuit. It's 1.25 miles, and 2 kilometers is about 1.24. So that's a little over 520 kilometers. You're getting a bunch of extra. You're getting extra 20 thrown in there for absolutely free. And I've got good hopes for this race. If it's like some like the 2021 Gateway races, those would be stinkers. If it's like last year's, it's pretty good. But yeah, I will have a video out on Gateway. I will go over some of the history and some of the stuff, some of the notables, and yeah. The week after that is Road America, and after Gateway, and the week after that, I will not be in town here. I will be in Milwaukee for a Brewers game. Almost unfortunate that the Brewers game and the Road America race are not on the same weekend, because then I could go to Miller Park or American Family Field on Saturday, and then we could drive all the way up to Elkhart Lake, and I could finally go to a road course race for the first time in my life on Sunday. I'd love to go to a road course race at some point. Just because I know the atmosphere is different. Road America would be a fantastic place. I know the sight lines, you can't see as much in a road course as you can as an oval, but I would love to go there. Apparently, you just need a general admissions ticket, and you can go into you can kind of get paddock access, garage access. So that'd be like maybe a cool way to meet. I mean, I guess maybe mingle with people who know more about racing than I do. Like, I don't know. Like, could you imagine if I got a chance to, get a picture with a guy like, I don't know, like a Marcus Armstrong? That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I'll probably use the photo editor to lop off the very beginning and the very end of this video. But till then, I hope this is a quicker, like, 15-minute video. Maybe. I don't think I started getting ready to record until like 1:40, and it's not even 2. So yeah. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys next time.